What's up, it's your boy Dynast. At the end of this video, make sure you go to www.dynasamir.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, and accessories. Also go to searchforhuru.com. Learn more information on the documentaries we're shooting. Also contribute towards those documentaries. Last but not least, go to amazon.com, search your name Dynast Samir, buy a book. I've written several of them, so please support and buy one. Wanted to shoot this video today. A big, I guess, problem, or a major topic here in the Atlanta area or Southwest Atlanta is the subject matter of gentrification. That's been common in a lot of major cities as far as black people being displaced from the city to the suburbs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Atlanta, but the first round of gentrification happened back in 2005, 6ish, when you had Old Fourth Ward. That area was gentrified, and those residents were sent to Clayton County and given housing vouchers. So now, I live in the West End. This area, around the West End, the Westview, Oakland City, Adair Park, that metropolitan area, Ashu Heights, is now being gentrified. So a huge topic has been gentrification, how to cut down on it, how to keep, residents that have lived here for, up to years or whatever, to keep them from being displaced. But I tell people this. This might not be true or hold true in places like Oakland or San Francisco or LA or New York. But in Atlanta, and I was a big, advocate as far as stopping gentrification and ending gentrification and protecting the residents here that have lived in this area from being displaced. But I'm to the point now, I live here in the city in the West End. I'm to the point now where when it comes to Atlanta, there's no such thing as gentrification. And the reason why I say that is there's so much black wealth and affluent black people here in Atlanta, but they refuse to live in the city. They refuse to really invest and buy and reside in the city. They refuse to operate like the Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn. They are the number one beneficiaries when it comes to Section 8. And pretty much what happens, one of them, they buy a building, they let their homie stay in it, they get on Section 8, and Section 8 pays for it. No one in the black community here in Atlanta, the affluent and wealthy black community, because everyone believes that Atlanta is just black people, money is just everywhere. They refuse to live in the city or really invest in housing in the city. They will much rather take their money, go to North Fulton County, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, go to East Cobb, Marietta, Kennesaw, and live there. Instead of, again, moving and living and buying homes in these areas of the cities that's about to be gentrified, that's being gentrified. So here in Atlanta, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, you can't be upset, I guess, at white people for seeing the value in the city that many black people with money didn't see. You can't be mad. And then the black people that are starting to move to Atlanta, to the city, we're not even from Atlanta. So there are a lot of, there are some black people here in the West End that have recently relocated here. But the majority of us aren't even from Atlanta. Like, I'm from Cali. I got friends from New York, from New Jersey, some more people from Cali that live here. So again, we can't get mad at white people for seeing the value in the city and seeing the value that AT aliens, native native people from Atlanta didn't see the value in it. So people like myself, white people, saw the value in it. In fact, it was to the point when I said I was going to move to the West End, my black friends from Atlanta thought I was crazy and tried to convince me not to. But then, a lot of them are crying gentrification. Because you got to think about it. A lot of the black people that are crying gentrification here in Atlanta don't even live in Atlanta. Or don't even, live in these neighborhoods. So they're crying gentrification, but their address is not here in the city, in the areas that are being gentrified. So again, I'm over the whole gentrification thing, especially here in Atlanta. Now, I can't really speak for anywhere else, but here in Atlanta, I'm over the whole, gentrification. Why are we displacing, residents that have been here for years? Why are we displacing, poor black people when they themselves are, wealthy, the bourgeoisie, the affluent black people here in Atlanta don't even live in these areas. They refuse to reside or buy homes and live in these areas. So we can't get mad because there's plenty of black money here in Atlanta. But again, instead of living in the West End, they're rather stereotype it. And I'm not going to say it's Mayberry over here. I'm not going to say it's perfect. But they rather stereotype it, refuse to acknowledge that it's changing, and instead take their money, go to North Fulton County, go to East Cobb, and then cry when it starts to become gentrified. And then, of course, another thing too, let's get on our leaders. And this is what I guess black people have to understand, especially poor or low-income black people. Like, there's no rent control. I don't even think there's Section 8 around here. Some people say there is, but I don't think they allow Section 8 around here anymore. There's no rent control. And you got to think about it. Who are the leaders here in this community? They're all black, all liberal, all Democratic. Your boy Kasim Reed, John Lewis, whoever whoever. And so what you have to realize is no one cares. Your liberal Democratic leaders. No one cares about low-income black people. Because if they were so concerned about gentrification and black residents being displaced, they would have rent control. They would allow Section 8, and then they would have done a better job as far as educating older seniors, that owned homes here that were gypped out of their homes. They would have done a better job controlling that. They would have done a better job as far as the taxes goes. As far as the taxes going up, they would have done a better job with that as well, but they didn't. So what you have to understand is just highest bidder wins at the end of the day. So again, there is no such thing as gentrification in Atlanta because again, the affluent black community here in Atlanta, they could care less about the city. They weren't trying to live here anyway in the city. In these areas that are being gentrified, they were not trying to live here. And then your bourgeoisie, your bougie black leaders are not trying to pass any initiatives or any programs to ensure that the low-income black people here in the city will not be affected by gentrification. Again, it's highest bidder. Now they might create, some affordable housing, about this much. But again, you know, there's no Section 8. There's no rent control. When taxes went up, there was no programs. I mean, they have homestead now, but there's barely any programs, to help, you know, older black residents that's been in these communities for years to keep them from losing their house because they can't afford the taxes. You got these predator flippers or investors that come to these older seniors, and a lot of times they don't know the value of the house, so they're coming with these deals, these crooked deals, and they're falling for it. There was really no protection against that. Again, this is your liberal leadership, your liberal democratic leadership. So again, there is no such thing as gentrification in Atlanta, in the city, because again, a lot of black people here from Atlanta with money, affluent, they were not trying to do anything in these cities. Again, they were taking their money, going to East Cobb, and going to North Fulton County, Alpharetta, whatever. So again, no such thing as gentrification, because again, they were not trying to live here in the city or really invest here in the city. Follow me on social media. Search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Dinah Samir. Till next time, I'm out.